Greetings, everyone. I'm Absolute Zero, and this is Strangle Danglewood run on a custom custom settings. And I felt like I had to start recording because normally I grab stuff from the truck and bring it up, and then open the door at the beginning. And my camera fell over. Also, I didn't turn on the lights in there, so I already know where the ghost is. Look at that. That's why I like opening the door at the beginning as well, because if it's a ghost that's nearby, it'll give you activity right away, and it'll start interacting with things outside actually of the wall, which is really nice. So it should be this room, or it could be hallway. I'm not getting ghost orbs, but usually if it's going to interact with anything outside of the house, it's got to be hallway, or I don't know if it'll do it with basement or whatever, but I'm just going to assume it's that room. It hasn't been that long, so the temperature of this room wouldn't be that cold, I don't think. Look at that, and it touched that. Let's check for UV while we're at it. Should probably get a crucifix in here as well before. I'm at about 90% sanity because I start the game at 50. It hasn't really. I haven't been able to get everything out to the house yet, so I have no sprint on. It's a 5.58 multiplier, so realistically, not being able to bring everything into the house yet, or closer to the house, kind of sucks. I like to wait so that way I like to wait until everything's there before I start recording. Because as you can see, this is the fastest speed I can walk in, so we'll put one crucifix in here. A thing I like to do is I like to really push the range of it. I don't like to just set it down in the center of the room. You know, hit me with a ghost event. Thanks for that. We'll also turn on the lights. Did he do ghost riding here? No, didn't. We'll put this on here. Throw the photo camera down. See if we can get EMF. I'll close this door. Throw that in. Also can I get lucky with the dots? See, I have tier 2 dots, but I like using the tier 1 dots like this. Kind of walk around, see if I can quickly spot the ghost through this means of doing it. Tier 1 dots isn't as good as tier 3 dots, obviously, but I don't know. For me, it just adds a little more to the game when I'm actually actively looking for dots myself, instead of placing the dots in one room and then just letting the dots do its thing. It's kind of lazy, in my opinion, but that's what ghost investigations are all about. Not being lazy, but just using equipment, so it is what it is. Now, let's see here. 6.3, so this should be the room. I'm not seeing cold breath, though. Oh, was that it? Yeah, that was cold breath. All right. So far, I've only received one ghost event, so it's not like I'm totally getting an aggressive ghost here. But that was kind of cool. I flipped my camera while I was outside. And I've had hunts happen from inside the house, and then the crucifixes outside would burn. So, pretty cool stuff right there. Which is why I always say it's better to just start with the door open. If you're gonna gather equipment and then bring it in, or bring it to the front, then it's best to kind of just open that door, you know. Lights go flicky flicky. Am I about to die? Am I about to die to a demon? I walked in salt. I don't see footy prints. No footy prints. Also, with this custom game that I have, I can't do hunts because obviously no sprint. So it would be extremely difficult to deal with the ghost of the hunt, which means I won't be able to do this, really. I could try, but that would be extremely difficult. And with a fast ghost, it would most certainly mean suicide. So I'm going to go for 3 and 1, and then that also technically means if I can't get a perfect game, there's no real point in taking pictures. But if there's a lot of if I get a ghost that's not super aggressive, I think I can probably take photos. You know, might as well give me a little extra to do. Oh, I hear the EMF going off in here. Touch this door. We'll put some in here as well. Check for UV. Where's the EMF? EMF 3. Didn't touch this door. Touch that door. No UV. No UV. Okay. Turned off the light in the hallway. Thanks for that. Still nothing. So it's probably not going to be UV. Although I've had a mimic in the past that has taken forever to give me UV. Or it didn't give me UV the whole time, and I thought it wasn't a mimic. Or UV, basically, and it turned out to be UV. So let that speak for itself. Touching a lot of things. Is this still the ghost room? I also have roaming on normal, or yeah, normal. So if this ghost can move at any time, it feels like. It's like a 50-50 chance almost. Oh, freezing. So if you see anything below 1, it's pretty much going to be freezing. That's what I've learned from watching other people or watching Insem. So yeah, we got freezing temps. We don't have UV. I'm going to cross that off. But I'm going to be mindful that maybe UV could still be a thing here. Let's see. Did we have ghostwriting? No. So this ghost is playing hard to get. Just touch the door. I'll check for UV one last time before I completely rule it out. Think it was this door. Couldn't have been that because I closed it. And this is closed, so it's not that. Okay, where's my EMF? Oh, it touched the closet door. Interesting. And this door? No. This closet door too? Or it's probably just picking it up from over there. UV. Oh, it's touching more doors. And it knocked on a window, I think. I think I just heard that. What door did you touch? This door too? Okay. Knock on the window, no UV. So yeah, it just can't be UV. And even an Obake in this instance would give UV. It's just the 6th finger, I believe, that's only 25% chance of you getting. So it'll give you, Obake will still give you UV. I need to get a motion sensor in this area. It would help. Yeah, trying to do dots this way would probably be also not ideal. I mean, the easiest way would obviously be to get a tier 2 or tier 3 or whatever and just place it in the ghost room, and then whenever the ghost wanders in, it'll do its thing. But I like to play the game differently. I like to make things more difficult than it needs to be, just because it's just more fun that way, I think. Alright, so motion sensors. Sanity was still relatively high. Walked in both these salts. Okay. Touch this door. No EMF 5. I'll still check for UV. I don't know. Even though I feel as though I've eliminated UV, I think just because of those games where the UV took so long to get, it just makes me feel as though I have to constantly check for it. It's triggering the motion sensor over there, so it's got to be over there somewhere. Walking my dots. Come on. Walk 2 dots. Do it. Show yourself. It really likes the hallway. Probably also noticed that I'm holding on to the, this is a golden opportunity to try Spirit Box here. I like to use the motion sensors to really track it down to see where it would be. Hello. Are you a nice ghost? Oh, the lights are still on. Are you nice? Are you evil? Are you friendly? Are you an ass? I mean, see, it's tripping the Hey, there we go. So, for me personally, I feel like I can't trust the Spirit Box for walking straight into the ghost, just leaving it on and walking into a ghost. I always turn it on and off. That usually just works for me. I mean, we don't have to hit the buttons anymore on console, I don't think. It's supposed to be voice recognition, but I don't know. I just like turning it off and on and just walking around, and that tends to do it for me. Do I need to do parabolic? No, firelight. I already got an incense, but I'll bring this closer to the house. So based off of what we have, it could be a Moroi, an Onryo, or twins, huh? Maybe could be twins, right? Because it's doing a lot of stuff in the hallway, but then also doing stuff, it could be doing stuff in the room as well. Though I don't really have a reason to lean that way entirely. Could also be a mimic. Onryo, Moroi. I hope it's not a Moroi. That would suck. Obviously, I'm getting 3 pieces of evidence still on this mode. 200% sanity drain. It hasn't hunted yet, too. Which makes sense, because all of these would technically hunt. I mean, this could hunt me sooner. I mean, it did speak to me on the Spirit Box. And a Moroi would do a lot of damage. I'd be losing sanity in the light still. Boy, bedroom. Okay. I didn't realize that's what that was. You know what? Let's take another one of these. Stay at 100. I don't want to take the risk of actually getting hunted. It really likes the hallway, so I'm wondering if it changed ghost rooms. It also blew the breaker. I wasn't here in time for the EMF. Great. I like to hold the crucifix in my hand, if I didn't say that already. Just because with the roaming aspect of the ghost, I definitely don't want to take any chances. Come on. There we go. Okay, so there's the firelight below. Not getting EMF 5 anywhere, and it's really triggering stuff in the hallway, the motion sensor in the hallway. So this is interesting. Where's my thermometer? Yeah, it moved into the hallway. Nice try, buddy. Stupid. Okay, so it's What haven't I looked for? I guess I'll check the hallway for orbs and see if I get orbs. Because I didn't really see it to begin with. I've also had the bad experience of not getting orbs right away whenever I get into the room. And then later on somebody else checks and lo and behold, there's ghost orbs. It's not looking like it. Right? I'm not seeing ghost orbs. Okay. Might help rule out another ghost here. If we cross off ghost orbs. So it's either a Moroi or it is the twins. Interesting. What's with the lights being so dim now all of a sudden? No. It's doing a ghost event. Trying to scare me. Also, the crucifix I put in the room is pointless now. Where is it? Where did I do it? Where did I put it? Right here. I put this here. Okay. So it's either it's a Moroi or it's the twins. Twins would be EMF 5, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And a Moroi would be, what, ghostwriting or something? Yeah. Hasn't written in the book, but if I put it here, what the hell? And there's our EMF 5. So it was a twins. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Alright. What objective? We have both objectives done? No, we gotta prevent a hunt. Which obviously I took a sanity pill, so I'm pretty high up on that right now. Interesting though. What else has it been interacting with the whole time? Didn't I turn this light off when I came in here? Probably didn't, right? Because there's nothing thrown out in here. I'm curious, right? What else has it been meddling with? I mean, obviously the ghost room and the hallway would be two different areas. I never really felt as though I was doing it all at the same time. Are you hunting? No. Alright. It's getting really dangerous right now. It hasn't really messed with anything anywhere else. Maybe the garage, by proximity. It would have done something here, but I came in here earlier for the breaker. Nothing really out of place here, so that's interesting. I just heard a closet door touch. And I know I said earlier that the twins, you know, what kind of got me thinking it could be twins, but I would have thought it would have interacted with things further away as well. Because the second ghost, and I'm doing air quotes here, could have been interacting with other things other than just or basically have roamed. You know, it could have gone anywhere it wanted, and then the first ghost could have stayed in the ghost room. Alright, whatever. I'm getting the hell out of here. Found that ghost. Did my thing. Crap. I could go for the second objective, though. Might as well. Yeah, I am seeing activity pick up now. For sure. Like, I just heard something being thrown nearby. So it could have just been that I was really high sanity. So I didn't give the twins any chance, really. Luckily enough, I just got to get below 50 for this to happen. So hopefully I shouldn't have to stand here for too long. Just kind of walk in the dark for a bit. I'm gonna go check my sanity as well. Okay, 69. Haha. Alright, so we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna go into the bathroom here and hide like a little girl. Probably would be best also to, I don't know, sometimes I think it's best to just kind of, if you can create a custom game, just kind of go into the house with lower sanity than normal, because it does kind of give you activity super fast, but then at the same time you're taking a huge risk with hunts. If you want to avoid that, obviously. Hunts can be very helpful, or they can be very detrimental depending on how you're playing the game. Come on. 200% sanity drain. Come on. Do your damn thing. Hunt already. Hunt me. Now, another problem is this ghost probably could have also... Oh, it's in the room with me? Good to know. I dare you to hunt. Right now. Do it. Come on, bring it. Hey, what? You afraid because you know I'm holding the cruci in my hand? You can't hunt me? Huh? Is that what it is? Come on. Come on, you bitch baby. Yeah. Turned on the radio a while ago or something? Huh? You like to listen to music while you're trying to fucking murder people? Come on. Better not have changed ghost rooms at the last minute. See, this is baiting right here. It's baiting me. It wants me to go check the ghost room. Then it probably would have, changed to ghost rooms. And there's my hunt. See, that's why I hold the crucifix right there. Who knows if the range of the tier 2 crucifix from where I put it would have covered the bathroom? It probably did. But so I like to not take that chance. I like to hold the second crucifix in my hand. Also, why does the top of the crucifix right there look like a cat's face? Am I the only one that's seen that? It has like whiskers, it has like the cat little... Well, I wouldn't hold it past the developers like CJ or whatever to do that. I mean, I'm sure I know he likes cats. Alright. And that was a 5.58 run, basically. Which means I had 200% sanity drain, no sprint. The ghost was at 150% ghost speed as well. That's what kind of makes this challenge kind of like a kind of speed run of sorts. You have to try and find that ghost before it gets you. That's the whole point of this one, and it gives you a nice reward of 5.58, which is about 0.42 points away from an insanity run, right? So really nice. Obviously, every other option or setting would be something that would be non-helpful if you're trying to do a normal run. So doors are always open, start open, things like that. Obviously, no setup time. Zero grace period. So really tricky run sometimes, because if you get an early hunting ghost from the very beginning, or before you got a chance to do anything, you're screwed, essentially, if you're doing this type of game. But that's why also you can kind of play it a certain way. You can choose not to open the door at the very beginning, so you get very low activity. That way you can try and find the ghost room and kind of place everything in that room, and then that way you can kind of play the waiting game, and then it's a more natural kind of game progression as you're going along. Whereas if you open the door like I did, it's gonna interact with things a lot sooner. The room is gonna be a lot colder when you're trying to use a thermometer when you get there, versus if you leave the door closed and you wait until you got everything in and then you go in. Or or if you go in right off the bat, thermometer isn't very helpful for a couple minutes because the room is going to be just as it's going to be slightly colder than every room, but it's not going to look like it's the ghost room. You could have walked into the ghost room right at the beginning, checked for thermometer or freezing temps, and then you would have had a warm room, which would cause you to think that it's not. Whereas, like, I like to just kind of go in there based off of my objectives sometimes, a lot of the times. And I like to kind of just find the ghost room naturally. Oh, I heard something. Go to the room. Oh, there's something thrown in here. So that means it's somewhere around here. It could be the next room. It could be this room. But I've narrowed it down, right? A lot faster. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes the ghost room could be further away and it's doing things and I can't hear that or I can't pick up on exactly where that happened. But it's kind of nice to do it that way. You know, it's a little bit more fun. It's a lot better than just kind of walking around with a piece of equipment and just being like, oh, this is it. Oh, this isn't it. You know, it's kind of a boring process to me. I'd rather just kind of do different things and kind of tackle it with like using my senses, I guess, in a way. But yeah, and anyway, that was that. Should be a twins, and it was a twins. So that was very nice. I'm guessing what happened there was the twins, because of my high sanity, they weren't being as interactive as they could have. Because it's kind of hard to tell sometimes if basically the ghost is just roaming and doing things as an individual ghost, or if it is a twins and the main ghost is in the ghost room and the decoy ghost is just, you know, roaming around doing stuff and other things. I guess the real tip off would be if things are happening in two rooms almost at the same time, essentially, is what would give that away. So, you know, it's like it interacts with one thing and then a split second later or a second later, something else just happens somewhere else in another room, because a ghost, while it's roaming, wouldn't be that fast. It can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do something over here and then speed on out to some other area in 1 second and then do it. Unless it's like a hallway bedroom situation, maybe. But that's why we have the 3 evidences too. Because I feel like playing with less evidence isn't as fun, because you don't really get to reap the rewards unless you tweak the settings in such a way where you're playing the game dangerously. So it's almost like, why would you play with 2 like if I have these settings that I have here, right? If I have, you know, all this like this, and then, you know, roaming frequency, go speed 150%, right? If I did that, and then I go here and I say, well, you know what? I want to hide one of the pieces of evidence so I can get more on the multiplier. I do this. I do get more on the multiplier. But as soon as you tweak anything else, like you take sprint back on, 5.33. Which, it's like, why would I do that with less evidence when I can just take the sprint off, go here, give me 3 evidences, and it's more, right? And obviously this game mode wouldn't be ideal for everybody, because maybe you're not trying to speedrun and find the ghost, right? But if you do find the ghost, like if you're really good at finding the ghost room and getting your equipment to where you need it to be super fast, this feels like a normal game mode eventually. You know, and you do have certain games where you're just kind of screwed right from the bat, right? Because if a ghost hunts, like I said earlier, super early, and you're not able to hide in time with like no hiding spots, it's not a fun time. But that doesn't tend to happen very often. You know, I played this game with friends and we get it done super fast, especially with, you know, even with 2 people, this is like half the time, you know? So that was that. That was a fun little game, and I'll definitely be doing more videos like this. Probably do some other maps and stuff. But until then, you should also check out the other video I did on 10 Ridgeview Court. And until then, I'll see you next time.